Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mechacademy. This is the grand finals today. We have so many great teams here. They've been competing for the last 4 weeks. If you don't know what Mechacademy is, it is a coach-student tournament. So it is a learning-focused Mechabellum tournament pairing experienced pro players with new and up-and-coming competitors in a structured team environment. We have many top coaches from various clans, such as Tough, and we broadcast every Saturday. So today is the finals. If we pull up the bracket here, we can see the standings. And so previously we had the Primes and the Mech Boyz competing and taking the win in Group A, the European group. And then, of course, the Arbiters of Doom and Parental Guidance taking Group B. So we've got those 4 teams here today for the tournament bracket that we've set up. And we're going to be starting out with Arbiters of Doom versus Mech Boyz. Today, I have, of course, Amarok as the co-caster joining me today. And in the chat here, we also have Bado, Apotekariy, and Forgotten Arbiter, the coaches from the 2 teams here. So everyone come say hi.
Hello, hello. Welcome in, coaches.
Hello and greetings.
Hi there.
Welcome. So first, congratulations so far on making it the distance, right? And making it to week 4. So congratulations to the coaches as well as all the students here. Like, you've put in a lot of work. So that's awesome. You should be rewarded for it. So yeah. Amarok, do you have anything you want to ask the coaches today?
Sure. Let's ask if there's anything in particular that you've noticed out of the last couple of weeks, places where your game personally has improved out of doing the coaching. You know, for example, by paying attention to something that your players were or were not doing, did you improve your own game in any way?
I've been learning some strats from D9, D9, so that's been fun. Trying to use some Phantom Rays, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think
some
it's
as well.
It's kind of weird. Like, you see students thinking that some units that you definitely think that are completely trash or don't work late game, and they keep on using it, even though you think it's trash, but it's actually not that bad. Like, it's so weird. Like, you learn from it in a weird way.
I
pretty
resonate
neat, right?
with that a lot, actually. So with like the Orc build community, there was a lot of focus on ground targeting Phantom Rays for a long time, like several months since the first came out. And I was like, no, there's no way that's a thing. But hey, you look at the meta today, there's a lot of ground targeting rays. So, you know, sometimes the strategies don't come from the top to the bottom, but they go from the bottom up.
Certainly, I think people at a lower MMR have a little bit more freedom to explore corners of the meta than you do if you're on a main 2300,
not so
2400
rigid.
account. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can take a lot of one tricks that get to like a pretty high MMR and then learn from them. Like, they got this high even though they're spamming this thing. Like, maybe you refine it a bit more, maybe you like pull it out when the situation's ideal, and it can be a powerful tool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what I did. I kept on spamming charged arclight until I saw how people counter it, and then when I saw people countering it, I was like, how do I solve this issue? Like, I can't beat the. For example, people did Vulcan Marksman, and most of the time, the Marksman survives and your arclights don't win. So it was really tough. And then when I saw someone higher MMR than me, I was like, maybe doing the same strategy. Maybe Vulcan Marksman is the counter, right? And then they beat me.
Right, we're going to start the players, so you'll have about 90 more seconds.
Yeah, does anyone have anything that they want to like share with the community before we get underway? Any coaches? Like, what do you have anything you want to share, or you want to get off your chest, or maybe start some, trash talk to the other team? I know everyone here is too nice, but I gotta ask every time.
They're gentlemen nods.
I don't know. I
Uh,
just got to say thanks to you for putting all this together. A
Oh,
lot of
thank
work
you.
to organize something like this.
Yeah,
yeah, and
I'm so happy to hear that people are really like enjoying this kind of format and learning and stuff. So it's great. Sorry, I cut you off there. What were you saying?
I was going to say,
I
and also to the Degenerates community. Jen and company have done a lot of work as well. So thank you guys very much behind the scenes.
think there is general improvement in both coaches and the students, because when you try to teach somebody how to defeat 2000 MMA player, you get to be better by yourself and then to pass your knowledge to your students.
Hmm. I feel like it helps to clean up some of your play sometimes when you take the time to like fully understand what you're doing and go back to like the fundamentals, and it can help kind of make you more like a stable player in a way.
Because focusing on the fundamentals, who knew?
We had a good discussion last time on the Crossfire fundamentals with Forgotten Arbiter.
Yeah, that actually was really useful, and I certainly my chat was talking about it all week afterwards, and
Yeah.
especially whenever a crossfire came up, it was interesting.
Oh,
Appreciated
nice.
that.
I like playing crossfires. I like it a lot more than headbutts.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't, and so having heard your opinions on it, having studied it as much as you have, was really, really informative.
One other interesting thing I heard real quick was like the rhino placement for the flanks. We were talking about that last night, or I was talking about it last night with Egophobic, and he was saying everybody knows how to put it like one tile away now. How did that happen so quickly? I thought I was the only one doing it. And I was like, well, I think right now in Mechabellum, there's so many coaches and so many people training and putting this information on the ladder that it gets through the meta very quickly. So it's kind of an interesting time.
Right, let's keep one of the coaches from the Mech Boyz. If one of you two would stay on, Arbiter will bring you back for a later game.
All right, later.
Welcome to game one of our semifinals, the first of two semifinals in the Mechacademy today. Victim versus Velder. Victim on the near side in blue, over 2,000 MMR as a result of having joined the Mechacademy. He's going to be starting with a Fire Badger Fang and Fire Badger Specialist. We saw a lot of Fire Badgers last week, and as you can see, Velder starting a Giant Specialist with Fire Badger and Crawler. So, Odds, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so it's first of all kind of insane how one of these players is over 2K now, because this is the quote unquote low MMR bracket game.
Right.
Yeah.
Low MMR, casual 2K.
So Bado or Apotekariy, which one of you guys are here hanging out with us today?
I'm here.
Okay. So, do you want to maybe start us off with explaining kind of like your players' starting position and thoughts? Like, what do you see them do? What do you think this is like standard for them? Are they deviating already? Did you teach them this kind of formation or whatnot? So that should be Velder in the top.
Honestly, Apotekariy was like, because Velder doesn't speak English very well, so they both Russians, and think Apotekariy will do much better work at talking about this.
Okay. Did you have a bit of a language gap amongst your team?
I mean, it was only Velder, but Evil, I was playing with him a lot of games and teaching him some stuff. I mean, language barrier was kind of annoying, but it's good that we had a Russian coach as well.
Yeah, I tried to keep at least some communities kind of together, so at least there can be some communication. It was kind of hard in season 1. Some people had a lot more difficulties, so. Okay. So round 1 goes to Velder.
And we get a unit drop, Void Eyes, Vortex, Steel Ball, and Arclight. And I just wanted to shout out the coach in the booth with us is Abdo, who was one of the coaches from the Mech Boyz.
Do you prefer
those of you that
Abdo?
don't recognize names.
Do you prefer Abdo or Bado or Bado? Sorry.
It's Abdo. Bado is a meme name, but I kept it.
Okay. Abdo. Okay. Understood. Thank you. Mystery is solved.
Look, your guy has taken the steel balls, and Victim has picked up the level 3 Void Eye. Last round, the left side collapsed for Victim. Velder winning on the outside, winning the chaff war over there, and able to get the marksman connecting with the Victim's Fire Badgers first. That is basically how he won, by having some surviving chaff clear when Velder's chaff clear was already dead. Both players not adding more chaff clear, but adding more chaff and a little bit of single target damage in the form of the Void Eyes or Steel Balls.
Yeah, I kind of like the Void Eye pickup much better here.
Level 3 Void Eye does some real work, doesn't it?
Yeah. So here's a note also. So going into Fire Badger stuff, we saw it a lot last week, right? It's kind of taken over the meta a bit. And we saw from Velder, like turn 1, we got 2 marksmen, I believe. And so the point of getting the marksman super early is they can slowly gain levels. So you can have level 2 marksman, or even better potentially, by the time the common counter for Fire Badger comes out, or Fire Badger Void Eye, which is of course the Raiden. So when the Raiden gets slammed down, we kind of already have a bit of an answer. But it looks like we're actually going to switch right into Vulcan here.
1 Vulcan and 1, is this an improved Scorpion? So I do not see this played often at all.
Oh, yeah.
Because the improvement I want is the rate of fire, but this adds 15% hit point, 15% attack, but critically 10 extra range, which does make a big difference in a breakpoint in any kind of range war. You might think it was contraindicated because we're at point blank here, but you know, Scorpion very strong into Fire Badger, and
I think when you're
Victor's going to line one up on the far left, add a new Fire Badger in the middle of the board.
I think when you're in the head, but actually like 10 meters like makes a big difference because you don't need to click on range potentially.
Right, you're up to 110 now.
Yeah, and then if you get enhanced range, you know, that's 25 meters altogether.
Right.
So not sure about this Vulcan placement. It's right in front of these level 3 Void Eyes. Let's see if we can...
Oh, they have locked right onto it, and they are gold damage dealer for last round, gold damage dealer for this round. Vulcan down.
Oh, we lost that missile too. Okay, so Abdo, what do you think Velder can do here to stabilize? Just build more Vulcans or what?
I mean, definitely the decision of putting the Vulcan in front of the Void Eye was kind of bad, but like, if he placed it on the other side, it would have faced the Scorpion. So,
True.
He probably is going to get more Vulcans. I don't remember what ticks he had, but he probably is gonna use Vulcans to tank.
He's ranged them immediately, which does mean they're likely to get locked onto things. You know, locked onto large single targets. Was my concern with a Vulcan that far forward with range. Opponent can just control what you're locked onto. Does add crawlers in front. So trying to fix the targeting from the Void Eye there. No insta-locks. Insta-lock for the far left Scorpion. Oh, this is what he was thinking. He cleaned up those level 3s, got a ton of experience into it.
Yeah,
And
level
that
2.
levels that Vulcan. That's actually smarter than it looked like in on round 3, isn't it? Interesting that he skipped the damage item for the call-in.
He probably needed money.
Yeah. Here. Get the range this turn. And Victim, as soon as he sees these Void Eyes contributing experience to his opponent's board, he sells right out of them. That is a key move you do want to be thinking about, because a level 3 item gives away 5 times as much experience as a level 1 item, a level 1 unit. So a unit that's dying without accomplishing its mission, you certainly don't want it at high levels. You want to be feeding your opponent's board.
It's also just one of them, and we're going to be going into the improved Scorpions here, so kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
As defensive tactics taken before we even have +1 defense for Victim. Pretty expensive.
Takes the hit points. Makes sense though. Into a Vulcan, you're going to make them take longer to clear through stuff.
Yeah, in the long run, but it's round 5. It's really, really expensive.
Expensive, yes.
Okay, well there we got +1. Okay, this is all right then.
Now we're plus 45% on hit points there. Half again as much even for every crawler, right? It's going to take longer to clear the chaff. It's good. I don't mind it. Admittedly, it doesn't take that long to clear the chaff. Gosh,
Yeah,
watch that level 2 Vulcan work.
Does it even make a difference? Like the Vulcan do like 200 attack, right? So
167 for the level 1, or the level 2, 83 for the level 1s. So, yeah, maybe it didn't even change a breakpoint. Yeah, I think it did. And 302 to like 440 or something.
Okay. Absorb mod on the level 2 Vulcan. That's terrifying. That thing's not going to be killed.
Oof.
Not with a level 1
good.
Scorp. There's no way. We're afraid of these wasps now too, so Velder's making a lot of problems for Victim here to solve. Here comes a Scorch. Yeah, everything's looking good here for Velder. 2 level 2 Vulcans with Scorch, 1 with Absorb mod. This could even be game here.
Yeah, there is enough on the board to potentially knock out. I think it comes out just shy, right? 1350 or so. That's whatever chaff survives.
Raven says blue balls with armors could cause some problems. I doubt it, because the Vulcan here with Scorch does 295 damage. It goes more than the armor protects. Look how quickly it kills everything. Even the level 1 has 147 damage. And with the blue one doing that much damage with Absorb means it's basically never dying. And yeah, this looks really, really strong here for Velder.
All right, Abdo, do you have a finisher in mind at 97 hit points? This would be a huge upset for Velder from 1600 MMR to take out the 2000 MMR from the favorites. What's your knockout plan here?
what do you mean by knockout plan? Like
I mean, is there a move that you do to try and secure the KO?
oh,
Here we have
no,
this flank.
I don't really. Yeah, he does the flank, but I think I taught him that doing something cheap to finish off your opponent is probably not a good idea, because if it doesn't work, everything will turn will like the table will turn so quickly, and it's gonna be so hard
Right.
to come back. Like one loss here, the fire badgers from victim will get levels. Everything gets levels, and
Okay,
the
so victim here, sorry to cut you off. He's got this level 2 sandworms, but he's $50 off of being able to click on armor on the sandworm.
Yep. Just shy.
You're absolutely right though. Like if he could get armor on the sandworm and he survives and stays alive with the sandworms here, like this boat in the corner is kind of useless. And the game could swing. But yeah, it really comes down to these sandworms. Are good into the Vulcan, but it's tough. Oil comes down. Well, the sandworm doesn't get the Vulcan. It locks onto the crawlers. Here comes the boat.
Gets the job done. Debuffed worm in trouble. Victim goes down. Game 1 to the Mech Boyz. Congratulations, Abdo. That's a great start for you guys.
Big win there too. 1600 over 2K.
Sweet work. Abdo, thoughts on that game?
I mean, and I don't really like do Vulcans in the very close range, and I told them not to do Vulcans in a very close range because they die so quickly, and I mean it's a giant still, but like it's in the front. It's gonna be an easy target.
Right. That was my thinking. I thought the positioning was all wrong when it came out, but it turned out brilliant.
Okay, we're going to do a quick ad here between games. And then we'll swap for Forgotten Arbiter, and then we'll have JD Howard up against Evil in a moment.
Okay.
Thank you, Abdo. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate
See
it.
you.
Appreciate it. Good luck in your next matches.
MMR is an illusion, says Hackmanic.
Kind of true.
Yeah.
In a way. Not that it isn't earned, but we've seen in many a weekend attorney that it's certainly plausible for the underdog to win, even at a 400 MMR deficit.
There's always the chance of an upset.
Mko Essel just followed.
What was your thinking on that forward Vulcan positioning? Obviously, it worked, but is that something that you're comfortable running?
No, I probably wouldn't play Vulcan in that much of a headbutt position.
Yeah.
I think you tend to run into problems. Like in early rounds, you saw the Vulcans locking onto the Badgers and like not clearing chaff very effectively. Like you run the risk of getting really far behind from a whole variety of tempo plays, and stuff like Armor Rhino on the line starts to be a lot more effective than it would be in long range. In a lot of situations, you can play forts against it and get a lot of value. It feels like there's a lot of ways to punish it.
Yeah. I think there were some positional ways to punish it that maybe the victim didn't actually pull.
But I mean, Vulcans are always good once you get all the techs and you get a million Vulcans. Then it starts to get pretty tough to stop.
Right.
Yeah, that Void Eye was like lined up perfectly. I wonder if just leaning more into Void Eye, like getting a couple level 2 Void Eyes and clicking like Charge Shot or something, would be good enough to prevent that from kind of working. And eventually maybe range or something.
I like selling the Void Eyes for the Scorps once you're already committed to Scorps.
Yeah.
And probably taking improved Scorp is enough of a commitment. I'm not necessarily a fan of going Scorpion in the first place. Not that you're going to be running into somebody selling Badger and going Vulcan. That just makes it extra sad, but even so. Um,
I've
I
never had
think the
luck with improved
main
Scorpion.
Yeah, me neither.
the main part where it started going wrong was probably clicking Scorch instead of range on Badgers and then not having a Badger all the way on the left side. And the chaff clear just ended up being a little too slow, and the Scorpions couldn't kill anything, so they got behind on experience.
Right. Welcome to Game 2. With me and Odds in the booth is Forgotten Arbiter, coaching the Arbiters of Doom, and JD Howard on the near side in blue. The Arbiters are down 1-0 after that first match. JD Howard starting with the Mustang Crawler and a Fortified Specialist. Representing the Mech Boyz with a 1-0 lead is Evil, with definitely the evil eye, Missile Specialist, and surprise, surprise, Fire Badgers on the line, Fire Badgers with Crawlers. And he'll be attacking that left side from behind his wall. That is pretty common deployment if you're attacking out of your wall side. It's pretty common. And I do like this, maybe Arbiter can talk about it a little bit more, but I really like leaving the rapid fire cannon in case of the crossfire, because I find it does a pretty decent job of working, like kind of drawing the chaff back to the middle of the board rather than letting it go straight out to the tower, even if it doesn't kill off a bunch of chaff.
Yeah, it really depends. I think here I do like keeping the rapid fire cannon because it's really hard to position all your crawlers and mustangs so that nothing goes over there. It's not a big deal. If the rapid fire cannon was behind the wall, I would keep the rapid fire cannon there because then it can protect your tower. But
Yeah.
that cannon's a lot worse at that job.
Yeah.
I've been having luck with this. I've been calling it the Arbiter Mustang positioning on the far right, that vertical instead of horizontal, is a little change that I made to my game after watching you and your coached players.
I'd say I have the same comment I had for Zadrie in the match that the coach match with Tremon, that I don't like these starting Mustangs to be so far back. You never know if you're going to be in a headbutt or a crossfire, and if you're in a headbutt, having them that far back can just be a complete disaster. Because they're too far back, like they won't attack until like 10 seconds into the round.
Right.
And covering your flank is a lot less important in crossfire too. Like, if anything, you don't want your units to be distracted by random stuff on the flanks. But it works out because we're in a crossfire, so that's good for JD Howard here.
Shout out to Steel Army. Thank you for gifting a sub on Odds channel. Appreciate that. Covering Miss Jennifer Rose.
Also, I guess a note on the vertical Mustang, it could be 2 tiles further forward, and then it could still cover like flanking Mustangs if it's 2 tiles forward from here.
Yeah.
If you want to just like micro optimize, because the advantage of the vertical Mustang is like at least some of the Mustangs get to the front faster, while some of them are still covering the flanks against something like a Phoenix flank. Though obviously that also doesn't work as well against Missile Specialist, because you always have to worry about them missiling out the flank defender.
Right. And he's going to cover that with a shield immediately, which at least that flank one is covered.
Shield's a bit too far back. Okay, going to be repositioned, I think. Here we go. That's a bit better.
Well, having it a little further back was going to protect it in the weird cases where somebody tries to pull the Mustangs down into the corner and missile out back there.
Yeah, though once they have range, that's not a big problem either. Probably these Mustangs are eventually going to get range.
Already got that tower level.
Specialist is so frustrating.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny. We talked about the crossfire last time with you, and we got another crossfire here. We got an early tower level, and when you were mentioning last time, you said, don't worry about the tower levels on round 2. You can't really tell how it's going to go just yet. Spend your money, build up your army a bit better. And
yeah, I think that's still my advice with like round 2 tower levels. I think the only reason JD even lost this round is because of the missile spec OP.
Triple
sides
fangs.
adding adding some Phoenix, and both communities with a bunch of gift subs. M. Kozel with 5 gift subs to Odds community. Hackmanic with 5 gift subs to my community. Thank you guys so much for the support. I've said it many, many a time, but the support from folks like you guys, gifts and subscribers alike, bits cheering and all of that, that is what lets us do this. It's what keeps us on the air, and I really do appreciate it.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's history behind these players, by the way. JD Howard and Evil, they've they're both very big in like the fork build community, I would say. We get replays from them every week for this, and I think they know how each other play a fair bit, and there's kind of a lot of bragging rights kind of on the line here. So we see some shenanigans starting to happen. And here's what you were saying last turn, right? This bubble protects for units moving forward, but not backwards. If that Mustang comes back, it's going to get missiled. And we've got the level 3 Tarantula with 100 cost armor popped into that corner. It's going to be so annoying to deal with. That Phoenix is far forward. It's going to go towards the tower. So there's nothing that's going to be able to stop this Tarantula.
It's pulling a whole bunch of chaff, too.
Cute. It's a cute missile taking advantage of that, potentially, but I don't know why you would missile the unit that's hitting armor Tarantula.
Yeah, it's going to die anyway.
True. What? That was not necessary.
So basically, Evil just needs to keep these Phoenix alive, because it'll be tragic if you lose all the upshoot this turn. Oh my god, one of them is already targeted. Okay, one goes down.
No. See, this is the problem with leveling your towers sometimes. Okay, but the Tarantula's got it covered. Good job, Tarantula.
Tarantula saves the day.
Hopefully. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go.
Wait.
It's like Christmas.
Sorry,
Makes
who
it
are you
tough.
cheering for there?
Oh, sorry. Not... I mean... It sucks
Arbiter's
to get
just
scammed,
a fan of
you know?
good play, okay? it's been a good play.
It's
no matter
always
which side
sad to
it's on.
see people getting air scammed.
Yeah, that's true.
Sets us up at 4,500 to 4,200. JD Howard picking up the Mustang production item. Buys himself a fort. Now, does that fort have to go down here to answer the flank? It does. He's going to force you to sell out of that armored Tarantula. And basically nothing else was going to answer it.
It should go on the other side of those Mustangs. You want it to be shooting that Tarantula a little sooner, and in case... I don't know, you don't want the Mustangs to get hit before the fort in any case.
Yeah, we'll kill those Mustangs, and then the crawlers will be next, so it's actually still going to kill everything.
Yeah, that's why you want the Tarantula to lock on the fort. Surely the Tarantula is not going to be able to kill that fort, right? So
Let's have more hit points at 66,000.
so just let the Tarantula get like first lock. Oh no, that position's gonna cost him a lot, actually. He might not even be able to kill this Tarantula now because this tower's gonna get
Tower timing.
fast.
It's painful. Second tower's going to go down from the other side as well.
Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable.
That Tarantula, do not sell that Tarantula if you're evil. Not only does it survive the round, but pulling everything made the rest of the board way easier for
all of that
Evil's
just
army.
came down to fortress positioning, honestly. I think you put the fortress on the other side of the Mustang, you're good to go.
We got some options to deal with it, though. I mean, you can throw Sandworm down there if you want, until it gets sold.
Sandworm could be helpful. I'm going to note one other thing. We have counterfire on the Fire Badgers. It basically did not trigger most of that round. That's how little there's just no chaff clear on the left side of the board for JD Howard.
We'll put it in front of the fangs. In front of the fangs. Come on.
Left a 4x4. This is what it's for.
Yeah, just put it on the line. There's no reason not to. I don't know why you would want chaff for your worm against Tarantula. That's okay.
Worm is like goated in the corner here with 4 tiles. Although we don't have anti-air. My new favorite worm tech.
Again, the worm is going to take like 5 seconds to start shooting that Tarantula.
Could have been engaged right from the rip, right?
Yeah, I think Worm has enough range. Those storms are nasty against focuses too. This is gonna be another dominant round. Oh, and the Worm doesn't even get it done because of the debuff. Because it
Power
was too
debuff
far
on-
away. If it
yeah,
wasn't too far away, it would have killed the spider.
yes.
I need to pray for a redeploy
Oh,
or
no.
something. Oh my god. Advanced power system.
How did Evil skip the advanced power system? Except the advanced offense instead. Interesting. I just want to do more damage.
Get more ahead. Or when you're ahead, get more ahead. Still don't even have +1/+1.
In a pretty tricky spot for JD Howard here.
Oh, I missed the improved wasp pickup actually from Evil. We don't have any wasps yet though.
Have range on Fortress now. At least he'll hit the Tarantula a little bit quicker if he doesn't beacon it away again. We're probably gonna need some forts on the left side because that tower is just going down too quickly.
We're going to try to slow things a little bit with some oil.
But I don't think the oil really slows things meaningfully in this case. That said, the badgers don't have range, but there's that other badger that's not getting slowed by the oil that can kill those fangs just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, we've undone the fortress range.
Trying to go for a cheeky play here. A couple of those Mustangs are going to turn though.
Yeah, you don't have any. Maybe it's hard to tell. I think the Mustang.
Oh, just one.
One Mustang turn. And being fortified specialist pays off. That Phoenix does not have a whole lot of hit points.
Luckily, the blue Phoenix is going towards the middle. Luckily for JD, that blue Phoenix went towards the middle.
With both Fort and Worm out there, we finally kill the Tarantula.
The second tower is not going to go down quickly due to the fortification. And this is game, if not very close.
It's close. JD Howard down to 149 hit points. Already down 1-0. Can he turn it around from here?
Deploy mod, please.
It's always possible. There's always potential for comebacks in this game. And that was an oil missile sort of turn.
Right. Opponent did oil out a bunch of our chaff.
Evil is just going ham here. He smells blood in the water. So it's okay, we're going to click the battleship. We're just going to go crazy.
Yeah, sounds good to me. That other tower, like, this spider maybe getting into JD's head, like, preventing him from putting anything defending that left tower. All we still have is one Fang and one Arclight.
If you're gonna completely abandon a side like this, you can't just leave it at a level 2 tower either. In my opinion, like I've done this strat where you just completely abandon a side, but it takes getting that thing up to like level 3 or 4.
Let's see if this fort goes on the left side, maybe.
He's putting it top right corner.
So meanwhile,
Right,
while the debuff happens, like this level 3 Stormcaller is just farming.
Yeah. It's tough to deal with. Maybe even one AM device for that Stormcaller. Also definitely want to missile that crawler protecting the spider.
Oh, here comes the boat. Can't speed those fangs run too far ahead too quickly.
On the other hand, Firebender's going down very quickly on the right side. That said, there's just not much chaff because of this spider.
Spider has pulled all that jab all game long. And
That's a
that
big
is
game.
gonna do it. One last fort to go down. Evil has knocked out JD Howard. So that is 2-0 for Mech Boyz. And it's going to take a reverse sweep for you guys to turn it around. Do you think you have it in you, Arbiter?
Oh, we can do it. We can do it. I believe.
All right. Good luck. Let you go connect with your team.
All right,
Good luck.
later.
Cheers.
It's going to be up to D9. D9. We'll do a
Wild.
quick ad here.
Yeah, Chi-Chi's to Evil. Thank you guys very much for the hype train during that match. You guys are amazing. Super, super appreciate it. And oh, by the way, Oz, we're like last week out, we had over 100 viewers between us, but we're up at about 140 right now, and it is just steadily climbing as we move towards the finals. So very nice. But put together a really good, really compelling set of viewing, I should say.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got like so much of the community involved in this tournament, so it's great.
I mean, half the community's here just because they're in the tournament, right? They have to play today. Half the audience.
That's the trick to viewership, right?
I see.
I've cracked the code. You invite everyone to play, and then they want to watch their own games or cheer on their friends and teammates.
I see.
Yeah.
Clever man.
I cracked the code earlier with the Bork Builds replay analysis, too. Everyone wants to watch their own games on stream.
Yes. Yeah, I actually had I had a review a replay as a fairly cheap redeem, and I would recommend that to anybody who is building an audience out there. If you're a mecha streamer, review my replay. Eventually, I found that was dropping the audience. I could actually see when I switched from my games live to reviewing somebody's replay, the audience would dip by like 10 to 20%. And so I stopped doing it. But for a long time, that was one of the draws that helped build the channel.
To help launch it, yeah.
Yeah, it really helped launch it.
Thank God for coffee, says Jen. Yeah.
True,
my
Jen.
coffee.
Can you send a runner from my my office down to my kitchen to refill mine? Please. It is not here to do that for me this weekend.
They're moms. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys for the follows and subs. This is awesome. Next game in 5 seconds. You ready to go?
I am. Welcome to Game 3 of this semifinal. Mecha Boyz on the verge of an upset. 2 games in a row. Ploum will be trying to finish things off against D99, who is up over 2,100 MMR. D99 trying to start the reverse sweep for the Arbiters of Doom. They need it. They have to win this match. Of course, Ploum is playing with house money. He can afford to lose. He can take chances. He can do whatever he needs to do to just try and catch things by surprise. D9 is going to be on the near side aerial specialist with a Tarantula and Void Eye start. Ploum on the far side training spec with Hounds and Steel Balls. And starting out in some odds-esque Hound positioning.
Looks like it.
The
a little bit.
very similar crawler positionings. We've also been seeing Hounds behind the towers.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about why people would do the behind the tower positioning rather than the in front of the tower?
Yeah. So Hounds behind the towers is just a bit more defensive. And what can happen is if you're standard for standard, often, well, there's no turrets actually on this map, so it doesn't matter. But often the first round, what'll happen is you're a bit too slow, and so your opponents will run into turrets. You get some extra help with the turrets. But just in the long run, it's just good timing. Play far back. You have a lot of breathing room in the front to throw down spells or oil or whatever you need, smoke. It's just a very defendable position. The only downside when you play behind your tower is you're open to Stormcaller cheese, obviously. So there's a random Stormcaller drop or just picking up randomly. It's only $50. You can crash a tower right away and win a round. So what I've found is moving the Hound 4 tiles up just in front here is still quite nearly defensive, and it protects you from that tower cheese. So you don't lose a whole lot by being up in front, but I don't know. It's debatable whether who wants to play in what position. But I found I like it a little bit in front, but a lot of players like it behind. It's also like there's perfect spacing for Titans and stuff behind if you play back.
Round 1 goes to the favorite D9, trying to start that turnaround for the Arbiters of Doom.
Phantom Ray.
And he's going to add the Phantom Rays. Phantom Rays have been really prevalent in the meta recently. Do you want to talk about what is making them pop off right now?
So there's a couple things. 2 very key techs on the Phantom Ray, right? The first one we'll talk about is Stealth Cloak. $100. And what it does, it increases your tech defense by 20%, so it actually improves the breakpoints a lot. And if you're in like a mirror versus like Phantom versus Phantom, it helps a lot. Actually, no, it doesn't. They still both take the same amount of shots. But against other units, it matters. But anyways, what happens with Stealth Cloak is if you're against some like single target DPS, like for example, a Marksman or a Phoenix, it can sneak up on them and take them down, and it can often scam rounds for only $100. So it's very cheap to potentially prevent a lot of player damage. Now the other tech also is ground targeting. That's been popping off a lot recently too, and that's what we see clicked right away for Ploum, right in that ground targeting. So that can help a lot versus the tarantulas, for example. If we get locks on tarantulas, it'll do quite a lot of damage. But the tower goes down on the right from those crawlers. What ground targeting does, though, is because it increases the range against ground, basically it means if a ground unit is 30 meters, or I guess 29, 60. Is it 60?
Plus 60. And the way that it works is backwards from the way that it's written.
Yes.
It does not increase the range by 60. It reduces the effective range to a ground unit by 60. So as you could see at the end of that round, D9's Phantom Rays were in easy targeting range and ahead of all of his ground units. But Ploum's Phantom Rays were still targeting ground units because in their view of the world, those ground units were 60 meters closer than they appeared to us. And that meant that they weren't targeting the Phantom Rays, which were the only real threat to them at the end of that round. So that is, if you've been wondering if you're struggling against ground targeting rays, this is the answer. Air units do very, very well against them. And of course, that could be your own rays. That could be Raiden, which is kind of the natural predator of a ray.
Even more so with the ground targeting.
Yes. Yeah, the ground targeting just makes them very weak against the Raiden indeed. Good question from Downball Champ, Drownball Champ even, wants to know what's the MMR range on the coaches?
All our coaches are over 2K MMR when signing up.
2K minimum to sign up, and that was at the start of the season. That's after the season reset, guys. That's not, 2,000 MMR now deep into the season. That is 2,000 MMR after the reset. Within a couple of weeks of the reset, anyways. Had a little bit of time to get back. D9 adding another pair of rays on the right-hand side. No techs on them. But if he adds the Stealth Cloak, that's going to get out of control. Because he's taken the efficient tech research. Stealth Cloak is just 50 now.
I would love to see that click.
50.
We gotta find $50. It's so worth it. Especially in this Phantom Ray mirror here. They're already doing so well.
Phantom Rays not getting targeted again due to the ground targeting. Ploum, ground targeting can be amazing. It can really pop off. D9, I think, has answers to it. So we will see.
The baby EMP and the big EMP offered.
Take the big EMP, turn off your own ground targeting. No, that's not the play.
Yeah, sure.
Turn off the ground targeting and stay back here. We'll stay back. Get to see the difference for this Phantom Ray, chat. Just kind of as an example, what its choices are for timing. Here, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Hola. Okay, we have anti-missile. So missile interceptor on the Farseers for D9. That is interesting. With all of that EMP available, we skipped the photon emission because he has no other no other text in front of him. No other text to worry about. But thought the anti-missile was more important than the stealth cloak.
Yeah, well, there's no burst on the Phantom Ray. So this is it's actually funny actually, because burst is not really a button you want to press anyway. But you still need it on the bar because otherwise you can be totally abused by anti-missile. So Phantom Ray basically only has 3 tech slots.
Yeah, 3 tech slots plus burst that you don't want to touch if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, with this chaff missiled out, the right side Phantom Rays finally go down. These left side Phantom Rays are targeting, you can see, are targeting these guys, which they hadn't been. But the anti-missile is going to do enough for D9 to shut down Ploum's board at the moment. Ploum in trouble at 2300. This is looking very clinical for D9. What did D9 start the season at?
I can check if you give me a minute.
I mean, you don't need to not focus on the match. We get additional deployment for D9. And one more Farseer on the right-hand side just to shut these folks down. Presume we're handling... Yeah, we've got a crawler down here in the corner. D9. Ploum's still thinking about it. Round 5. I mean, it is tough to pass up an additional deployment slot.
It's like D9 started about 1784.
1780, that's high. Okay. This is the high group. This is the high end. But again, you know, 1800 to over 2100, climbing 350 or so.
Fortress is decent.
Good work.
There's a lot of tankiness here.
Ploum did take the additional deployment as well. And yeah, be able to pick up barrier.
Yeah, Forts is very strong against the Tarantula. We really don't have any Chaff Clear, right? We've got 2 Tarantulas. One was level 2. We don't have any techs or anything on them. Chaff Clear is much better for Ploum. I'm thinking this round could go more in Ploum's favor, potentially, because of that. But there is a chance that the Farseers can scam the Rays a bit. Looks like they're being sold. So
Pulling out of the Rays now. There was a big investment in the Rays. Hackmanic with a question says, anti-missile is not affected by tower debuff. That is correct. That's correct. Anti-missile does not care about the tower debuff.
All the trenches are dead. With a level 2 fortress, like, we're not going to be able to kill that. Unless we can get the Phantom Ray level 3 to survive. Actually, the anti-missile is going to scam out this Phantom Ray level 2. And we got so many crawlers now. Oh my god!
The crawlers in on the level 2 fort, getting the job done with a bit of help from their level 3 Phantom Ray friends. Those things are the gold damage dealer. No tax. It's never found the 50. Reven says it's criminal that he hasn't found the 50 for Cloak.
Oh
But,
man.
they're
Here,
just doing their work.
grab the arc light, sell out of the Tarantula. You don't need them. They're going to die to less fortresses or get locked on the fortress. Get range, get shockwave. No, we're going to go for Fire Badger here. I mean, that can work
for
too.
D9. I mean, what does Ploum need? Ploum's the one that needs to turn this around. He's at 1088. And back to sign the Magna Carta.
Yeah, sledgehammers in front vertical, maybe slow things down. Those Phantom Rays will be stuck on them for quite a while. Okay, we are going to go for Tarantula. I'm not sure about this. There is an opening for Ploum, to be honest. Like, these fortresses get levels, like, they very much outscale the Tarantula. So feel like D9, if you're going into the Tarantula here, you got to kind of end the game this turn. Or soon.
You bought one, now buy a barrier for yourself, please. Barrier on the ground. Does so much for you right now. Ploum
like
did
these...
pick up the sledges for the flank there. And flank protection out here as well. He decided on 2 more chaff. He's floating 250. 150 now.
Anti-missile.
Anti-missile device over there. That helps against the Farseer, I guess. But,
oh, the level 4 Phantom Ray.
It's against the level 4 Phantom Ray, of course.
It's on the strong side beside the, or behind the fortress of level 2, so it should probably live.
Protect that guy at the end game.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about here. So now everything is kind of dead. We got this one Phantom Ray level 4 that's carrying the whole game on its back.
Does eventually anti-missile does get overrun. There's no anti-air left. Ploum, is that 1,000 hit points for D9? Not quite. Ploum on 86 hit points in a dream. D9 still untouched at 5,100.
So the scores don't show it.
Is gone.
But this is actually very close. If you can see, Ploum's been taking less and less and less damage each turn. It might be the breaking point. These fortresses, when they get levels and like this, like it's gonna be very hard to deal with. We're gonna go into Melter now. Oh, I don't know about Melter.
No, you don't need the Melter.
Level 3, level 4 Phantom Ray though. Level 5 Phantom Ray potentially. Like, I guess that's your solution.
Just throw the barriers up, please. It's gonna be double range and energy diffraction. But D9 picks up ground targeting now. This late, there's no air left. Oh, there's 1 air left.
This is real good.
But just get those guys firing early. Do that work.
We really need crawlers in front of these tarantulas. This Melter is terrifying. We got a level 5 Phantom Ray with ground targeting, which should be able to do quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure about the Melters. Like, on one hand, it could be good. On the other, I think it's overkill here. Maybe we wanted more Fortress with, like, teching the Fortress. And then also getting, like, anti-air on the Marksman. Maybe you're a little bit afraid of Wasps, but, like, Wasps are going to be annoying for Melter anyway. So, like, it's kind of solving a problem that's already been almost solved. We'll see. This is going to be close, I think.
This Melter gets some great locks with the missile taking out the shaft and then instantly into the new Phantom Rays. The preternaturally positioned over there.
Okay, we got good targeting on the Phantom Ray for that Melter. One of them is locked on.
One has been locked on too.
Now shooting crawlers, it's not going to be able to heal. Right side, the Fortress is going to die. It's really all up to this one Melter. Come on! Oh, it's healing! Oh, but now there's so many crawlers left. Things. I think this is just enough for D9.
Just enough left. D9 finishing it out before Ploum could get that online. That is one, if you are Ploum, replay that last round like 5 different ways, because there are a whole bunch of different lines in round 6 and 7 that would have provided potentially different outcomes. And that felt very, very close for D9, but he does clean it out. 5,100 hit points left. Gets win number 1 for the Arbiters of Doom. Starts possibly the reverse sweep that they need. They were down 2-0. Now they're down 2-1 with the man himself taking the helm.
Mm-hmm. So Arbiter was saying, yeah, the reverse sweep, not worried at all. D9's got it, and then Arbiter's going to come out, and then we're going to have potentially the team matches as well. So it's going to be really, this game might go the distance, or the series might go the distance.
That would be nice. That would be very good. What we want to see, right?
I'm going to do a quick ad, and then we'll get underway here.
Thank you for the reminder. hit the buttons. So, yeah, 2-1. Mech Boyz took the early lead, won the first two. D9 winning game 3. You've got Forgotten Arbiter. Do we know which coach we've got? We've got Bado. We've got Bado in the hot seat here.
Ooh, they're actually really close in MMR. It doesn't really matter so much at this level. Forgotten Arbiter is like a beast.
Forgotten Arbiter will go up and down 200 MMR based on whether or not he's exploring. He just has no fear of and does not attach his how to describe this? He doesn't attach his self-worth to his current MMR. That makes sense? Yeah. So he's willing to play a line that he's not super comfortable with for a week to get comfortable with it because he's confident he can get the MMR back. Right? Does that make sense to people?
Yeah, that's a good approach to the game. Separate yourself from your MMR. Your MMR is not your, self-worth.
Exactly. It took me, that was actually one of the hard parts for me as a streamer, because I would have people come in and be like, oh, what's your MMR? And oh man, people are judging me as a streamer based on that. Being able to disconnect myself from it was important for it.
Arbiter has forgotten more about this game than I will ever know.
Probably true. Hey, D Unit, do I drink French press, drip, or other method? Honestly, I go through too much to do French press or drip. I'm a quantity individual, so I have a fresh grind and brew overnight setup. So it's just I set it up in the evening and it's programmed and it runs in the morning. I used to have cats. That was like the Rube Goldberg machine that would start the morning. Is the grinder would wake up the cats. The cats would come wake me up to get fed. I'd pet them for a couple of minutes, and then the smell of coffee would reach the bedroom. Welcome to Game 4 of our first series. The Mech Boyz won the first 2. We heard from Coach Bado in Game 1.
Abdo.
We heard from Coach Abdo. Yes, true. We heard from Abdo. Bado is the meme name.
Yeah.
We heard from Arbiter in Game 2, and D9 starting possibly the reverse sweep. Mech Boyz are up 2-1 now after losing Game 3. Forgotten Arbiter on the near side, Rhino Specialist with Badger and Void Eye. But look at this, Supply Specialist, round 1 charged shot.
Dude, this is amazing. I have never seen this.
Round 1 charged shot.
Abdo is cooking. Yeah, so we see Fire Badger Void Eye so often now. So Abdo's got some tech here. We sold out of the ball, and we got the
sold out
of
the steel ball to get the charged shot. Yeah.
Steel ball's terrible in the Void Eyes, so that makes sense. I like this a lot.
That's really fascinating.
Arbiter also has a very strong specialist with this. The Rhino spec. It's basically you play asymmetrical, very strong Fire Badger, Void Eye on the side, and then turn the Rhino comes down. You can put it literally anywhere you want. Beacon it to any tower. Opponent doesn't really know. You can usually you put it on your weak side. But even if you sell it, on that turn, your opponent needs to respect the Rhino. They need to put deployments on the side.
It is one thing as a steel ball start. I might be thinking about having a steel ball positioned already with that possibility of a Rhino in mind. My round 1 positioning would be including the round 4 Rhino in my head.
Oh man, so arc triple shots those Badgers. There's only 2 arc lights this turn, so it's not crazy. It's not a big loss. I feel like this is, I don't know. I want to see what happens here. I'm really excited.
Improved Tarantula on offer. Improved Fort. I don't see Arbiter taking Improved Worm here.
That's the best card out of all of these.
But he's out of all of these, you love the Elite Worm or Improved Worm. I wish it had hit points. But the increased speed is definitely good, and the increased splash range is pretty amazing.
The range, surprisingly, is also really good. The splash range. Very good.
Interesting. Be interesting to see if that's what's
I mean, these are all
what
good
we take here.
cards. Yeah, just not Elite Fang.
I mean, Elite Fang's fine if you're a Fang gamer, but you don't want it on round 2. You want it on round 3.
Arbiter's taking a long time to decide here. There's a lot to consider with the charge shot. This might be a line he's not familiar with, so has to think about it long and hard. There we go. Dice to skip.
Let's decide to skip. Yeah.
If you are Elite Spec, do the Elite cards do anything anymore? No, they don't. So hopefully they'll be changing that in the future to give level 3.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It's definitely been recommended by the community of like, why didn't you think about this?
It is the change we made with Elite recruitment, because it used to be specifically for this round it increases the rank of units that can be purchased. It used to be you can purchase level 2s, and the Elite Specialist got nothing out of it. And it got switched to increase the rank of units that can be purchased by 1. So.
Well, here we go. We got an error out of Arbiter and nothing from Abdo.
There's no upshoot. Phoenix will scam around for Arbiter, and that's going to be rounds 1 and 2 to the multi-time champion.
Very quick Farseer pick. That's crazy. Double Phantom Ray? How can you say no to that?
Yeah, Arbiter doesn't say no to that, but I was looking at double Rhino for your Rhino Specialist, also not bad. Get into them around early, although I think the charged shot level 1 Rhinos, White Rhinos, probably not the best shout.
Yeah, I think the Phantom Ray here is great. So we can add pressure to the right side. We can add some safety on the left side because those steel balls are a little bit tanky. Or it looks like we're going to put that in the middle. But then next turn, we're going to have that Rhino. So this right side pressure here with the Crawler Phantom Ray is going to get beefed up with the Rhino and whatever else. It's going to be hard for Abdo to know where to build units. Get that.
That Arbiter is completely ignoring the flanks. And this is something, you know, at a low MMR, I would leave my flanks completely open and get punished for it so many times. I mean, Dorgon in particular beat me like 3 games in a row by punishing completely unprotected towers. And living it up because he's on stream, right? But I love the fact that he's completely committed to the front. He knows I'm winning. I don't have to worry about a sneaky tower take. I can always fix it next round if it happens. Eventually, he'll do something to protect it when he has a spare deploy. But
yeah, I feel like
really
you gotta have like a, I don't know what the word is, but like a like a killer attitude, right? You gotta just like go for it. You gotta be on the aggressive. Know what you want. You have like your star sense or star power, whatever you want to call it, like StarCraft. Right. You just want to, like, you're not too worried about the flanks because even at like round 3, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't take too much damage. It's better to power up the front, get your levels with the front strong, and
that was
fixing the back doesn't cost too much.
Get super supply. Arbiter, you know, you saw how long he spends thinking about it on the other turns. No, round 4 super supply when I've got full health done. Abdo skips it for Assault Scorpion. Interesting. That, I think, is game, in my opinion. You cannot afford to give Arbiter that much econ. You're not going to win this by round 6, I don't think, if you're Bado. But the Assault Scorpion, probably his answer to the Rhino, I'm guessing. What I was going to say about those flanks, right, is from about 1100 to 1600 or so, I started over-defending the flanks early. And I'm going to say that's probably what happened to J.D. Howard, right? He had so much stuff in the corner that that one Tarantula was able to just punish all of that. It's not even the fort and worm positioning that got punished so much as just having so much of his army in this back corner behind the tower, and getting punished by it. So I was overdoing that and would be very, very vulnerable to flank pulls. And it's one of the changes that I've made to my game is trying to only leave what is necessary to cover a flank. And Arbiter really showing us that in a amazing way here.
So the other thing is, when you're putting so much pressure on the front, especially on the Rhino turn, right? If your opponent is building stuff in your back flanks, that is deploys that they're using, and they have to warp in. Meanwhile, your Rhino can just run down and grab a tower before the flanks can even warp in and get to their tower. So in a way, you can defend the flanks just by being faster.
Right. Get to tower quickly.
This should be a spike turn for Abdo, right? Instead of taking Super Supply, we took Assault Scorp, but...
No, it's not, because of the Rhino. Right?
Yeah.
It's a spike turn for Arbiter because of the Rhino. He's got the Super Supply and wins it.
Yeah, I guess the Rhino evens it out,
It's
eh?
rough. The Rhino is exactly 300, right? Which is what the investment in the Super Supply is.
Wraith. Yeah, Wraith's good. Oh, going into Degen. Okay.
Degen to slow things down does make some sense. Arbiter picking up the double wasps. There's his flank protection. And look at that positioning, right? This one is positioned where half of it will come forward, half of it will go back. Depending on where the flank is, right? If the flank is up here, they're all going to come back to it, but that's fine. And this one is a little bit further back also where half of it would come to a shallow flank, half of it would go to a deep flank, half of it would come to something on the line. It's really, really neat positioning. And those are very studied positions for Arbiter. Very neat. Abdo did undo the degen. Good point. Winds up with range on the Scorpions, range on the charged shot arc lights.
Yeah. I think that's better because, I mean, we're going we're going to Wraith, like level 2 Phoenix, level 2 Phantom Ray. It's kind of hard to keep alive.
I was imagining the degen to slow the Rhino. But it's way over here at this point.
That Rhino is going to kill the...
right through the anti-missile device.
Notice how we're building the crawlers like the next layer back. Right, we're not all the way in the back wall, just trickling them in.
Right.
Wraith does well this turn to deal with those wasps. Rhino's dead.
Winning again on round 5. Remember, he's still minus econ from the super supply, only breaking even now on round 6. But he's at 4,400. He's got Abdo down to 2059 and picks up an ion blast for some of this stationary extra range defenses and just run it right across the arc lights and Scorpion there. It's sometimes this is a skill play. Sometimes it requires amazing positioning. Now, I think any one of you out there could get this position correct for the way that Arbiter has. So notice that there is an arrow to it that is telling you which side it's going to start on. You click where it's going to start, it ends where you finished. He originally started here where he was thinking he would hit the Wraith and decided to switch it up to come back the other direction. Bado also dropping it, trying to take out the line of Fire Badgers and possibly the Phantom Rays. This is the turn that Arbiter clicks ground targeting so that those two have very different ranges. In theory, the Badgers are going to run forward. The Rays are going to stay a bit behind and not run into the ion beam.
Ground targeting is pretty good against the Scorpions and arc lights and stuff too.
Yeah. We'll force opponent to click the missile interceptor.
Yeah, with the economy disadvantage for Abdo, having to click missile interceptor as well is just like another economy play. I don't know, they're just like getting ahead and ahead. Notice he keeps the Rhino too.
Yeah.
No need to sell it.
It provides some tankiness. There's 2 ion beams. Obviously, with the ground targeting, Arbiter dodged a bunch of it. Bado did not dodge much of it. It's down to 982. Arbiter at 4,400 looks in complete command at the moment. Underground threat for Abdo, trying to punish. We've talked about how much Arbiter has left open back here, but now he's got those crawlers in the back. And as Oz was pointing out, he's been building his chaff from front, middle. He's got room for late mid and backline if he wants 5 ranks of crawlers arriving.
113,000 life on that Rhino now. It's got +2 defense and it's super heavy.
Oh dear goodness. I mean, easy peasy. That's just 13 shots from a, well, 12 shots maybe now. 13 from a Scorpion.
There's so many problems here. Like, we can't deal with the Rhino with all that HP. You know, there's the anti-missile that's required for the raise. There's a lot of problems that need to be answered. We're gonna go for Wraith with range here. That could be decent. There's so many
anti-missile for the Farseers to try and shut off the mini Phantom Rays.
Yeah. I think this Rhino's getting in though.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping it, right?
Not enough money for double shot.
It's got wreckage recycling instead of the don't slow me tech.
Oh, burst mode!
Blind burst. I was going to ask if you do this, knowing that opponent has to do the anti-missile. Because if you click the burst mode and they haven't done anti-missile, then you wind up with, A, I'm not clearing stuff anywhere near as quickly. Yeah, it's good against the big targets, but it's not as good against a bunch of other things. And B, they never ever do take the anti-missile because they know it would be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But no. Here, Arbiter feels the game perfectly, clicks it on the right turn, wins outright in 7 rounds to force a game 5. Very nice. Very clinically done. Arbiter, like D9 in game 3, does not even take a hit point of damage. He said he was confident in the reverse sweep. Since he said that, they haven't lost a hit point.
Mm-hmm. And now they're going into the ace match. So that means the whole team is going to be able to chat together. One of the players will have to play, but they'll have assistance from the coaching through the game.
Coach in your ear for this final match. It is a player behind the keyboard. It's J.D. Howard. J.D. Howard in the driver's seat.
Okay, we're going to do a quick ad and then we'll get started.
For those of you wondering why the coaches and players aren't in the room, of course, we're going to be on spectator delay. So we have that 90-second spectator delay here where, you know, that's fine. That's, you know, you expect that. But the J.D. Howard will be live streaming his screen to a Discord for his team. J.D. Howard, chance for redemption at 1800 MMR. Ploum at 1962. Trying to close things out for the Mech Boyz.
It's interesting that they go with J.D. Howard instead of D9.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. Sometimes in these ace matches, right, where we have the whole team playing, it might be better to play with the player who has, I don't know, faster mouse control, for example.
Yeah. It becomes an APM thing.
Yeah.
If you're ever out there, you know, you guys are, I know a lot of you will set up Discords and chat with friends about matches. So one of the things that I've found is most useful is not overloading the player, especially after there's about 30 seconds left in the round. And I'm going to call out Arbiter. I noticed in those shared calls, when they used to stream shared calls, one of the things that Arbiter was really, really good at was shutting up. I learned how to shut up from Arbiter. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you do your thing. And he doesn't even say that. He just goes quiet. And then in the last 10 seconds, the other bit is he'll have his players take the full amount of time. Don't click end deploy. And then at the very end, he'll remind you about the things that are that you might need to remember. You've got 100 left. He's like, yeah, there was a wasp swarm. Cover that back with a missile or whatever, right? And he does it with almost exactly 10 seconds, which is just enough time for you to process it, make the mouse clicks, get it done. It's really neat. I learned a lot about coaching from listening to him on calls. I don't know what the other coaches are doing, of course. Welcome to the deciding match of our first semifinal. Game 5. The Arbiters of Doom down 2-0 in the first, the opening set. Turned it around with untouched wins from D9 and Forgotten Arbiter in games 3 and 4. Game 5, JD Howard back in the driver's seat for redemption with the coaches in their ear. The whole team is in their ear, but I imagine it's the coach in D9 that would be doing the speaking. JD Howard, of course, is the lowest MMR on the Arbiters of Doom. So what a choice to put him in the driver's seat for the final, a decisive match. I think this is a shake it off, get your confidence back move from the coaches. JD Howard on the near side, Fire Badger specialist with a Tarantula and Fang start. That's an interesting start. Not one I would normally see taken.
Yeah.
Ploum, a Typhoon specialist. Fire Badger not right on the line. Fire Badger and Vortex, that's much more common. And adding a pair of crawlers to it.
So I think right away, I mean, I'm not sure about this starter pack. I didn't quite see what was offered. This is not usually the start you want with Tarantula and Fang. They don't quite work well together. You want Tarantula and Crawler, if anything.
Yeah.
So, and almost certainly, Forgotten Arbiter was helping choose that starting pack.
Yes, yeah, he was, and we'll have talked about this positioning too, right? We're not overcommitting the Fangs onto the line. We're gonna fix this with crawlers later. We're gonna use the Fangs in flank screening positions. So very different from the way that Arbiter played when he was in the seat, right, where there was nothing in those back corners. We're just gonna make sure there's nothing too interesting there. And JD Howard picking up a pair of marksmen for the single target.
Mm-hmm.
As a Fire Badger specialist, do you think he's going to pivot out of these tarantulas and into the Fire Badgers right away? That's why we've got the marksman?
Not sure. Late Fang's coming. Great timing here. We can kill those Fire Badgers.
Save a fire. Wait, no, okay. We do lose to the Vortex, but yeah, that is a pretty good round for JD Howard with the Fangs arriving just in time.
Yeah, we can fix that next turn with some chaff.
Yep.
Players spamming emotes. All right. Good fun to be had in this final tiebreaker here.
3,300 to 4,200. You've got your round 2 air if you want it. I'm taking the Phoenix. JD Howard will be debating, I think, between the Phoenix and the Phantom Ray.
Even the Void Eye, actually. You got Marksman already.
Well, he does have the Marksman for the anti-air, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The Void Eye for the single target. I was going to say, I was kind of surprised he took the...
Okay. We're going to have pressure on the left side with the Phantom Ray. Yeah, there it is.
I was going to say, I was surprised he took the Marksman instead of the Void Eye for round 1. I thought the Void Eyes would have been a better matchup. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have to worry about the air on round 2, right? There's a crawler over there from Ploum, trying to put some pressure on the left-hand side. He's taken all of his time, and this will be... Remember I said Arbiter will stop talking at around 30 seconds. This is, you can see, he is in JD Howard's ear talking things through. You expect to see JD Howard start taking some actions right around now.
Triple crawler.
On cue. when your caster knows what's up. All right. right. Yeah, and there's the 2 crawlers on this side to try and buy some extra time. Makes sense.
These tarantulas are fairly safe behind this wall, actually.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually thought the walls, I liked it when there were 2 walls. I know I'm kind of unique in that, but being able to defend behind them.
Yeah, these tarantulas are like an extra tile back than they normally are, I feel like. So they're actually kind of safe behind the wall.
A lot of people will put the tarantula up outside of the wall, and that's predictable enough that you can get some round 1 locks.
Beautiful tower timing.
And even if Ploum wins the right-hand side here, these Phantom Rays are going to clean up. Phantom Ray beats Phoenix, 3 bodies better than 2. The Arbiters of Doom are on the board. They did lose their no hit points lost streak, though. 4,300 to 3,700 now. Now you get the Fire Badger as a drop.
Portable shield, nice. That could be good on a level 2 tarantula. We don't have a level 2 tarantula yet, but...
The Goodies Prum says it's round 2 Phantom now instead of Phoenix, it seems. That really depends on the matchup, in my opinion. I will take either, depending on what I'm seeing, what I think I need on my board.
Nice. We're going right into the tarantula here. The tech bar, we got Spider-Mine, Range, Mech Rage, and HE. Spider-Mine also, that got buffed recently. 150 now, pretty cheap. Can really help with the chaff.
And very committed to it with a second tarantula on the left. Sold out of the Badger, so has 250 to spend. Ploum has skipped, it looks like, to pick up Scorching Fire on the Badgers. Level 2 tower out here where he's losing to the Phantom Ray.
There we go. Yeah, lining up the crawlers. So you saw that placement. It was like right behind there. But if we had a flank, it would get pulled. Well, maybe not actually. But anyways, just spread it out a bit more anyway. The tarantula on the left is great. Yeah, that's our chaff cleared. So now we're going to be able to go pretty quickly on the left. Yeah, look at this portable shield. This tarantula would be dead right now, but it's still alive.
It's actually going to live the round. That is great. And then because it lives, it's farming a bunch of experience that it hadn't been. That's going to be important for getting it to round level 2. The reason it was getting targeted so much is it's the one that does not have a Fang protecting it. So, round 4, no super supply this time. You've got Lightning, Enhancement Module, Smoke Bomb, or Extended Range Stormcallers. Enhancement Module used to be amazing with the free level up for whatever you put it on. Now it's down to reduces the supplies consumed for upgrading by 100. It's really good with training spec. It's really good with a intensive training if you have one. Don't skip that. We saw that last week. But in this case, I think Arbiter might recommend against because JD doesn't have any 200 cost units that would get a free level up on the first round. Neither does Ploum now that I'm looking at it.
We'll skip right into Mech Rage.
Skip, yeah.
Okay. Put on the pressure. Now this is the Typhoon turn. It's going to come down on the flank there. What? A boat?
Badger boat. Boat into the marksman. Mech Rage for the tarantulas. It'll help over here. It'll keep up with the crawlers and Phantom Rays a little bit more. They move at 12 meters per second. It's moving at... they move at 16. It's moving at 12 now with the increased speed. And of course, the reduced attack interval helps a ton in the headbutt.
Now, this is also the perfect time to throw down that crawler in the front. Right, we had the portable shield there before, last turn. There needs to be an answer. The answer is the boat. Thankfully, now there's a crawler to protect it. So there's no instant lock on that tarantula. That just like ruins the round.
You can see the boat is rotating towards more crawlers. Crawler after crawler after crawler there. It still hasn't found a tarantula to lock onto yet. finally finds them, but by then the chaff is gone.
Yeah.
Marksmen are locking on it.
Tower goes down. Those Typhoons are a bit too slow.
Nice effort, guys. A for effort over there. You will get that tower.
Stays alive and it gets a level. This is huge damage too.
Yeah, 4 surviving tarantulas. Great work.
So yeah,
2
important
marksmen,
tech
1,000
choice.
hit points.
Important tech choice on the line there was the mech rage. Right? We don't go on to range. You don't need range. Sometimes you can click on HE, but like against the Badger, you want to be able to kill the Badger too. And clicking HE is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 packs of crawlers. Not that important, right?
Yes.
Mech rage probably makes a lot more sense here. We get more kills. We get more XP for it because we get the kills. Therefore, we get the levels. All the things that you want.
Fire from JD Howard. We're just going to torch the crawlers as best as we can. Now, I'm a little worried about that because we had our own crawlers doing great work late into that round, but we'll see if that's the right choice. He does take the aerial specialization. So a question from Celestial Cato was, is this boat positioned well versus AA? Reven says nope. I mean, it is. The way that AA works, much the way that we talked about the ground targeting for Phantom Rays earlier, it decreases the effective range to an aerial unit by 30. So this guy, instead of being 40 meters off the line, he's 50 meters off the line. Instead, the marksman sees him as 20 meters off the line, which is right in front of the... right in front of those Badgers there. So it's seeing that edge of it here. So it will be targeted before the Badgers. The Badgers get Scorching Charge. So we have all agreed to light the ground on fire here. Now taking the Incendiary Bomb makes a lot more sense for JD Howard. Our crawlers are going to be dying to the Badger charge anyways. JD Howard not answering the Typhoon with anything other than a level over here.
I think that's fine. We're putting pressure on the left tower faster than this Typhoon can. Just leveling it up can be good enough.
Both of those outside towers are level 2.
These wasps are really important in keeping the boats alive. Oh, the tower. There's one marksman left!
Your job, buddy. He got it. Oh, Pyrrhic victory because he dies in the return fire. But,
so close.
Yeah, very close. Is this enough to take out those Typhoons? Yeah, the Mech Rage Tarantula and the Phantom Ray getting it done for the Arbiters of Doom. They were down 2 games to nothing. Now they're tied 2-2, looking to advance to the finals with Ploum at 1097. Just need to finish it off. Get an ion beam to run it right over the kind of full force of opponent's army here. I would start with the Wasps, personally. I'd start that right here. And Ploum, run it right through everybody else.
I think Ploum's got to get these marksmen. It's
right,
got to
hit
be
the
a little
marksmen.
bit deep.
Don't worry about the tarantulas. Howard being too greedy. The Wasps move forward, right?
So big spell turn. Obviously important thing is bubbles, but the bubbles can die quickly to the boats. The other good thing you can do is start to build up the other side where you think there's not going to be a spell. Looks like Ploum's going to beacon the boat and Badger away. Half of the army is going to be fine. So
don't run jump drive, Kato. This is not the Woot bar. The Woot Tech bar with the jump drive, which is designed to jump away from a spell turn like this.
Okay. This is a good choice. Wasp with aerial. So everything on the ground is dying to fire and ion and whatnot. We have a problem with the wasps. So grabbing wasps of our own for JD Howard, clicking on aerial seems like a pretty good move. We're going to start to play on the left side. Look, we have a Phantom Ray in front of the wasp as well to be able to kind of tank a bit, potentially. Oh, with the bow AoE. Typhoon sold. Here we go. This could be the last round. One bow goes down right away. This marksman stays alive. The left marksman might get hit.
I think he's in the splash range, but the level 3 has survived. Level 2 does not. It's a tough ask for these surviving units for JD Howard, but he gets one of the boats. There's not enough left to handle the Fangs, the Badgers, and Vortex cleaning up, the Overlord getting it done for Ploum. Spell round goes to the Mech Boyz, and the Arbiters of Doom are at 3472 to 1000.
So importantly, basically what Ploum is doing is lighting everything on fire on the ground, right? It's nothing that survives.
Mhm.
And so JD Howard goes to the air and immediately attacks the aerial. So what can Ploum do? You can't build Mustangs. They're all going to blow up. You have to also commit to the Wasp. But JD Howard is already ahead in levels for one of the Wasps and techs. So now I'm just going to tech range here, get that level, maybe build more Wasps, I'm not sure. But already has kind of like a tempo lead in the air battle. There's also no HE on the Overlord, which is maybe something that could help against the Wasp. Ploum's going to go for that Saber level 5. It's going to be really tough to kill, actually. JD Howard take the Farseer. Which got sold.
More Wasps. JD Howard committing to the AA Wasps at this point.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I would like to see him take tower health for the crawlers. I know it sounds silly when they're burning, but keeping them alive for an extra tick makes a difference. Going to be level 2 Wasps instead.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of 3 level 1s.
The Saber is actually going to be kind of a problem. I don't really expect JD Howard to win the left, but probably the right. Oh, it's going to get beacon to the tower.
Ooh, with a beacon. Ploum, that is nasty work. I love it.
Great missile
It does
there
get
from Howard.
missiled, so it's slowed down. And we have the level 2 Wasp right on it.
He's slow enough.
Not really what we wanted that level 2 Wasp to be doing. But it does get the kill. And JD Howard winning hard on the right, coming from right to left, and completing the reverse sweep for the Arbiters of Doom. Down 2 games to nothing. Win game 3, win game 4, win game 5. No problem.
And that's going to secure them a seat in the grand finals. Our first team is chosen.
Guy. That was amazing to see. Well done indeed. Thoughts on that game?
It was piloted extremely well. I think JD Howard had a great play there with the Wasps. It was a perfect turn to do that. Also, kind of getting revenge, like JD Howard dropped that game earlier from the Tarantula on the flank and kind of redeems himself, taking the game 5 there. A lot of pressure that game, so very cool, very exciting.
Yeah, I think this is very much a get your confidence back sort of thing. Very nice for JD Howard. And he said, he's in chat, he says, no, that was all Arbiter. But it did feel good.